Welcome to the Total Game Basketball Academy podcast, hosted by Tony J. Coleman, sports and education consultant. Our focus is to educate and support families of student athletes as they navigate through the recruiting process, the NIL, and life after sports. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Tony Coleman TGBA. And now, here's Tony.
Hey, well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Total Game Sports Media. I have some very special guests with me this afternoon. One is by the name Philly Game. I call him Philly because that's short for, that great coach that he is. And we have our main man, Zymir Crawford. He's the head coach of John Dickinson High School here in Wilmington, and Zaire is a senior player that was on that team who's actually stood out, and he was the star on that team. He was more likely the standout player, leading scorer, captain, and leader of that team. And unfortunately, on Tuesday night, they in the first round took a loss to St. Andrews. A very, very hard fought out game. And, in this game, sometimes someone has to, someone has to win, someone has to lose. But what did we learn from that? And what is the next steps moving forward? So we're going to just, chop it up a little bit and just talk about, some of those things that took place during the course of the year and have a recap coming from, the inside, from head coach, Coach Philly Game and Zymir Crawford. So, Coach, despite last night's tough loss, how would you sum up this season, and what is the team's overall performance?
Yeah, thanks for having us on, Tony. After the game the other night, I told the guys, 17-3 during the regular season, that one loss doesn't define our season. We had an excellent season. The guys worked hard 6 days a week, during practice and games, even in the off season, our summer workouts, fall league, summer league, things like that. And, starting with the captains of, Zamir and, Levitt Horsey. So very good season. Obviously we have goals coming into it, and, is to make the tournament, to advance in the tournament, but overall, very good season. Most wins in Dickinson High School, history for the regular season, 17-3, and that's a testament to the hard work that these guys put in this year.
Wow. So, yeah, man. So having a record like that, that's historical. So, although you didn't go further into the playoffs, but what was some of those things that you did achieve during the course of the season? That's having a fantastic record. Really seeing the growth in a lot of different players along the way. So that's awesome, man. Great job, coach. And kudos to all the players that bought in, to the system. So, with that being said, and just kind of going back and reflecting a little bit, on Tuesday, we have a first half. You guys played a phenomenal first half. And it was a real emotional time. The fans was into it. Everybody was locked in. So what did you tell the players in the locker room? First of all, during halftime and also after the game.
Yes, it was electric atmosphere. Being able to host a tournament game. A lot of fans. Past alumni come out, and And again, we've been telling our guys, and Z will tell you, our defense all year creates our offense. We strive on playing hard man-to-man defense, and we told them at halftime, we have to continue to not only execute on the defensive end, but we have to find a way to execute offensively. Which in Andrews with some decent length and very good length and athleticism. They sort of held us at bay. On the offensive end, unfortunately. But, we told them keep plugging. They played hard for 32 minutes, these guys, and that's what they've been doing not only this year, but the 5 years I've had Zamir, and the 3-4 years these other teams have been playing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And after the game, of course, very, very emotional time with the players, coaches, some alumni that played for us. As a coach, it's never easy, in that moment when
Right.
the realization that, hey, the season's over, all the hard work that, blood, sweat, and tears, the fun that we've had, and, basketball, just like any sport, so like you said, someone has to lose. And, but again, we told them to keep their heads up because they left everything out in the court. The fans were proud. You brought the community together. So it was something cool to see. But again, a lot of emotions, and, with the seniors from all the work they put into this program. So
That's awesome, man. Yeah. A coach's job is never done, and in the heat of the battle, man, it's like you may preconceive certain things that you want to convey or say to your team, but in the heat of the battle, in a moment, some of that stuff just goes out the window and things shift and may go in a different way. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So just focusing in on some of the great guys that you had an opportunity to coach, over the past 4 years or so. So of course we have Z here. So can you speak, Coach, to Zamir's impact on the program and what's been that thing, man, that just coaching him? What was it like to coach Zamir Crawford?
Oh man, every coach's dream to have a player in your program like Zamir Crawford. And you hear it a lot, but I appreciate the work ethic, the drive, the passion, the commitment. Staying before and after practice. Wanting to get extra shots up. Not only on the court but off the court. Straight A student. Putting the work in before practice. Not just going through the motions, but it's very emotional to lose a player, or to graduate a player like Zamir. Obviously, we tell our guys they're always part of our program. They're always welcome back in the locker room and on our floor because it's their floor as well as an alumni. But we look forward to wherever he ends up at the next level playing. That coach and coaching staff are going to have an A+ number one, student athlete in their program. So like I said, Zamir, hats off to you because in my 26 years coaching, man, it's what you brought to the program is undeniably unreal. I appreciate all what you have done and your family has done.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. You hear it, Z. You'll get a chance to respond in just a few minutes. But that's awesome, man. I respect that, man. I respect that a lot. So now that we've concluded and Z's high school career now has come to a conclusion. So what's next for Dickinson basketball? Now that Z is gone and many other seniors are gone, what's next for Dickinson?
Yeah, so like we told, in the locker room, some of the underclassmen and younger guys, hopefully they've, soaked in a lot of, Zamir, Jair, Levitt, Kion, Izzy, Isaiah, and Johnny, our seniors, work ethic and drive because, it's their turn to step up, and we're going to continue to do our, obviously we try to get most of our guys to do, a lot of them do spring sports. A lot of them are doing track to stay in shape. Some play volleyball to work on, their footwork and, athleticism, jumping, things like that. A couple do baseball, but we want them to continue to stay active. And, as we get towards the end of the spring season, we start doing our, get our workouts together and stuff like that for basketball to get ready, prep for the summer league. Because again, we got a lot of guys that we're losing, but we had a nice younger core who had the best, role models, mentors to sort of try to emulate how they've gotten to that point.
Right. So yeah, having those guys ahead of you to show them the way, and to rise up and fill in those shoes. Yeah. So, with that being said, with guys, going on to play, multiple sports but then there's a rebuilding and you got to look at, for next year, who's going to fill in those leadership roles. So, with the guys that you have coming back, and who knows who may be coming in,
Mm-hmm.
how do you use like this season to build on next season? You know what I mean? Like, how do you like? What's your mental thought process and conveying your message to your staff and to the next group that's coming up to be able to take what you went through this year as a phenomenal, great year for building for next year?
Oh, absolutely. So just like Zamir in this senior class this year, last year, we ended up 13-7. We fell just short of making the tournament, where there was a 7-way tie for the last 5 spots, and we happened to be the 25th team not making the tournament. So that drive sort of, and Zamir can, further let you know about this, kept the drive and kept the hunger for these guys. Hey, we don't want that situation. We want to make the tournament. We want to, compete for the conference title. And, they did that and more. Again, but it starts in the off season. As soon as the season's done, hey, we're not starting up in November. They're doing their individual workouts, skills and drills and stuff like that with outside coaches, leagues and things like that. So with the younger group coming in, hey, 17-3 is great. We tell them try, one game at a time. That's our mantra. One practice, but they have big shoes to fill, but they can do it if they start working now. You know what I mean? It's not just, hey, let's show up, let's get ready in November, right before the season. Because these guys, just like any sport, you have your season, but the off season is where you win. You make
right
in season,
right
success.
Right. Gotcha. The off season, man, is how you prep for the season.
Absolutely.
And all those deficiencies and all those other things, man, just to learn from, to build on. That's awesome, man. So I just want to congratulate you guys on a really great season.
Thank you.
And the future is bright. There's a lot of things, man. Still, it's going to be on your horizon. So just keep the faith and the attitudes, in the right direction, man. And I'm sure that things will move forward for you.
Absolutely.
So, I know that was some good advice, Coach, for the next generation of players that will be coming through Dickinson. And for, Z, man, my man, Zamir. So you reached, man, an incredible milestone. You scored 1,000 points in your career.
Yes, sir.
Over the course of your high school career, man. Not many players get a chance to score 1,000 points. So that's awesome. Congratulations again for that. And so, what does that accomplishment mean to you?
I mean, it means a lot. I've been putting in a lot of work. Extra hours here and there, and seeing me getting 1,000 points, shows that the hard work pays off. And starts with the coaching. I've been playing since 8th grade, and gave me the opportunity. This never happened. This doesn't happen without coach gave me opportunity like Philly game.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, that is one for the record books right there, because not too many get a chance to do that or say that,
especially at Dickinson. So
yeah, absolutely, man. So you're a trendsetter. You're a trendsetter. So just reflecting back, Z, on Tuesday night. I know things didn't end up the way that you hoped they would end up. You wanted to be down in Dover playing tonight, right now, getting ready to tip off in 2 hours. So with that being said, what are you most proud of? You know what I mean? Like, from your high school career at Dickinson, what are you most proud of?
I say the growth, and not even just me personally. The team's growth. Our first year we were 6-14. And this, we fell short, but it's a lot. The growth is amazing, and I just love that we all getting better. And me personally, obviously, I've been getting better.
Okay, so there's been a progression each year, and so that was really worth it. You saw your work being put in, you saw you grew, and how things just got better each year. So that's awesome. Yeah, yes, sir. So what's next for you, man, in terms of college recruitment and things like that? What's next?
Well, right now I'm still weighing my options, but
Mhm.
you know, looking out there, trying to email coaches, you know, get my game film there, and you know, whatever. Hopefully, I get the best fit that fits me, and go.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I tell you what, man, I know that wherever you end up, they're going to get a good one. You
Yes,
know,
sir. Thank you.
both well-rounded, young man, student, and the ball player. So just keep plugging at it, man, and your feet will land in the right place for you.
Yes, sir.
So yeah. So now, just reflecting on your time at Dickinson, like, how has your time there, and let's think about maybe future, student athletes wanting to come to Dickinson. What were some of the things, that prepared you, that you feel as though prepared you for the next level? You want to go to the next level, meaning going to college. You want to continue to play. So, what are the things that prepared you, for the next level at Dickinson?
Yes,
That you
sir. Like I said, talking about the growth, you know, there's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of downs. You know, sometimes there's a lot of people, you know, who gives up. You know, the Dixon made me, you know, see look for the future, and you know, just keep my head high and keep pushing. You know, when you gotta have off days, sometimes it is what it is. You just gotta keep going, and
Mhm,
with that.
mhm. So, I mean, was there any special moments, man, of, I don't know, like, you felt like, I don't know, like, how we go through growth,
Yeah.
uh, pain at times. There's pain you go through. You're dealing
Mm.
with something. You just try to find a way to, this thing that really, put some fire under me to really surge, to really try to be the best I can be, and just uh, prove
Yeah.
people wrong. Was there any moments that you can think of?
Well, actually, one of them down moments I'm talking about that really made me go hard during the summer was actually the last year, you know, our last game, that one friends game, we actually had to win that game to get into the playoffs. Losing that
Mhm.
game, you know, I was a junior at the time, so you know I had another year, but that still hurt. You know, we were close to making something. You know, I just didn't want to go that again. So you know, that's what light a fire and you know make me go 10 times harder, and for it not to happen again.
Okay, awesome, man, awesome. So, Z, and as we, tend to start, winding this thing down, to close it out. I just want to ask you, what would be your message, man, to some of the younger players that's following in your footsteps? And what I mean by that is they're coming behind you now. What would be the message or, advice you would give to them, you know, as they try to come up to fill in those shoes and, be able to experience some of the things that you experience in your career?
Yes, sir. Obviously, I've been talking about not giving up a lot. That's definitely a big one. But another one, I mean, you know, I've been doing a lot of good things in my career, but you know, it didn't just happen by luck. I've been putting the work in, you know, so you gotta, you know, take them extra hours if you really want it. You know, high school, I really feel like like it shows if you want it or not because you have to put in the extra hours. And if you don't, you just gonna get left back. So, you know, put in the extra hours. You know,
Mhm.
weight room, shots up, not even school. If you're not doing good in school, you won't be able to play. So, you know, you guys just stay focused
Mhm.
and if you really want it, you know, do the extra thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like what you said about making sure you take care of the classroom, because without that, right, you won't even be eligible to play, the game that you love, right? So, and then that's the bottom line in the long term,
Mm.
is to have, what you need up here, uh, to carry on and become that man that you were predestined to be. Again, man, we're going to wind this thing down, and we will pick up, from here. I know this is just a little short time together, but we're going to build on this, and we're going to come back together again, man. We're going to talk about some other things and really, really chop it up, man. And uh, I know that, on a weekday like this, people are busy and, rushing and trying to get things done and squeeze things in. But,
Mm.
we're going to do it at a time where we're not rushed for anything. And we're just going to just chop it up, man, and really talk about some stuff. All right, if that's okay with you guys.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for coming on the Total Game Sports Media Podcast with your guy, Tony J. So we're gonna close this thing out, man, and I'll be talking to you guys really, really soon. All right. Thanks again.
Sounds good. Thank you, Tony.
For tuning in to today's podcast. If you know anyone that will benefit from what we share, have them subscribe to our YouTube channel at Tony Coleman TGBA. Remember, on the Total Game Basketball Academy with Tony J. Coleman,
All I do is win, no matter what. Focused on my grind and I'm never giving up. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there.